Yeah, I wanted to do this one because I think, is one of the ones that gets me all the time because this was someone that I always loved watching ever since I seen Stand By Me and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. He's always been, if honestly, I was asked like favorite actors, and the number one person I chose that popped up in my head was River Phoenix because he's done, Running on Empty, Mosquito Coast, Explorers, uh, even the stuff he did with he did this really good movie with Kevin Kline. It was directed by Lawrence Kasdan. Um, I Love You to Death. He did, which I think is a brilliant film that anybody that wants to get into filmmaking should watch. It's My Own Private Idaho. River Phoenix. Um, Whenever I think of River Phoenix, I get sad because this was somebody that grew up in a cult, and you could tell there was something off, especially when you see the scene uh, in Stand By Me, where Rob Reiner tried to have him, you know, cry, and he couldn't really cry, and he told him, if any, think back to a time that somebody wronged him, that somebody did something really bad to you. Uh, and that scene, the scene when it's him and Will Wheaton, and he did. Of course, he did um, the little a little thing called Love. He did Even Cowgirls Gets the Blues, which uh, he played a pilgrim in that, and then it was a posthumous, I believe. It was posthumous. His sister was in it, and that was uh, dedicated to him. And he was going to play the interviewer, an interview with the vampire, which I would have been really interesting to see. I would really want to do a video where I talk about uh, roles that were going to be for, you know, people that passed, like John Candy with Fred Flintstone, and Rebecca Schaefer with uh, Michael's daughter in Godfather Part 3. Uh, It's been very interesting to see that, and I do know this is how much I love Christian Slater, though, giving all of the money from his salary to all of Rivers' favorite charities. That's that's a wonderful. That was very wonderful. Um, as weird because this was the same year Brandon Lee passed. And it's odd because this is the same year my sister was born. My parents got married a month before my sister was born. And within that, all of the tragedy that, there was a lot more that happened that year. And it's just sad that everyone, people really like lost somebody that if they could have done, if it could have, there could have been something to prevent, you know, him with what he was doing that night at the Viper Room. It's just, it's sad to think that. I would have loved to see him do so many different roles. I think he would have been perfect. Um, and how much I love Colin Farrell, but I think he would have been perfect as like the Jerry. If they ever did a remake, he would have been perfect. Like those were the two I would have thought of as the Jerry character in a Fright Night remake, which I love that movie, the remake, but he would have been perfect. And I think he would have been really good in, working with, people like Scorsese and a lot of these, maybe a return, maybe a kind of like reunion with Steven Spielberg, because he even had that look that, like, even look at this right now, like he would have been perfect in something like a Catch Me If You Can kind of role. But it's just sad when you think about it a lot.